It's going to be great for his body physically because he's still walking, he's still putting on miles, he's still maintaining his fitness. Going to be great for him mentally because he doesn't have to be so hypersensitive to what I ask him to do, or so hypersensitive to where every foot goes when we're training. I just got on Hank. Hank is the one that I had the video of showing at the cow horse show. And I had quite a few questions about how to maintain a trained horse. And we're going to talk some about that. I'm working on a video about how the scoring is done for the run that I had posted the video, how that scored. I'm working on that. I'll have that out pretty soon. But today we're going to talk about maintaining a trained horse. One of the things that I see that just burns out many horses is as they're coming through their training phase, and the horse has been in training a while, like for what you saw me show for cow horse, it takes about 2 years to get one trained. You have to be able to, as a trainer, feel as that horse is coming through training and be able to recognize when that horse is reaching its potential. You want the horse to become as good as it can become, but every horse has its limit. Every horse is not capable of going out and winning the worlds. You want to make that horse as good as that horse can be. And as a trainer, as you're approaching that point, if you don't start backing out and kind of changing the training and you keep pushing it to be more and more and more, you're going to do some pretty serious damage to the horse mentally and physically. So when you're training a horse, you're training that horse to be whatever that horse is going to become. And at some point, that horse is going to reach his goal, and then you have to change what you're doing from training to maintenance. And if you don't do that, if you don't recognize when you've reached that point, you're going to cause some pretty serious issues with the horse. So let's talk about the difference between training and maintenance. So when a horse is in training, they're ridden generally 4, 5, 6 days a week, working on learning the skills that they need to learn to do that job that they're going to do. Whatever those skills are. For reining, it might be spin, stop, circles, cow work. If it's a jumping horse, it'll be learning where to put its feet, how to jump, go around barrels. Whatever that skill is, that's part of the training process. During that training process, you're training the mind and the body. At some point, the horse should learn his job. He should learn what is expected of him. And then at that point, you're maintaining physical fitness, you're maintaining mental fitness. What some people do is when a horse reaches that point in one event, they swap over to training a different event. Can work, but the other part of that is that's pretty hard on a horse's body. It's not going to work for all of them. So when I have a horse like Hank, he's trained for reining and working cow horse. We don't really want to train him for another event. Now we just want to maintain him. So instead of working in the 4, 5, 6 days a week that we did in training, we'll work him 3, 4 days a week. But what we do with him is a lot different. I'll spend a lot of time working on his body being correct, a lot of time getting him out doing some trail riding, going some miles, putting miles on him. And I'm going to establish some new mental things. A horse cannot stay, and I think it's the same way with people, peaked out for a long period of time. You try to do that, and a mind can't handle it. A horse's mind, and I don't think a person's mind can either. I know I can't. So you're going to have goals for that horse, and you want them to be mentally and physically peaked out at a certain time. You'll bring them up, and then you'll bring them back down. So as we're working through the year, like right now, we just started a new show year. I'm not pushing him all that hard physically. Mentally, I'm teaching him to be tuned in, but I'm also teaching him don't always tune in on me. So when I'm riding in here, I am pretty specific about where to put his body, where to put his head, how to carry his body. We go trail riding, I'm going to put him on a loose rein. I'm going to ride with a lot more relaxed contact. We're going to trail ride. We're going to go down the woods to make it enjoyable for him. It's going to be great for his body physically because he's still walking, he's still putting on miles, he's still maintaining his fitness. It's going to be great for him mentally because he doesn't have to be so hypersensitive to what I ask him to do, or so hypersensitive to where every foot goes when we're training. So that is a huge part of keeping your horse trained in maintenance and not in training. I do a lot of trail riding with my finished horses. Get them out, push cows around, ride wherever, ride down the road, that kind of thing. I need their mind to be able to come down. They spent 2 years bringing their mind on me. I've talked a lot about getting the horse to focus on me, and by the time a horse is trained, we spent 2 years doing that. Their mind is hyper-focused on me. Big part of maintaining that horse is letting them have their mind back, letting them relax, letting them look around. Well, I'll still get things like that, but the mind is going to be fresh. When I ask it to come back on me to go run a pattern, I'm going to have every bit of what he's got. Where if I try to keep it there long term, it's like trying to keep him peaked out. It's not going to stay there. So that's a lot about the difference between training and maintenance, and some of the little things and the reasons why I do these little things. Exactly what you do doesn't matter as much as the results of keeping the body physically fit and the mind physically fit. So this is Hank. I'll put a link up here to his other videos, his playlist on YouTube. Until next time, thank you for watching.